Hey, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to show you guys the next project that's going to be heading into the shop. This is Tim's Jeep. So we're doing this one for a customer. Not something I often do, but nice little Cj2a, and I'll show you a few of the details on this thing. So pretty much a lot of it's been done. The shocks are done. The axles are supposed to be all have gone through. The brakes have been all checked out, and there's a few little things to button up, but pretty good. One thing you're going to notice right away, awesome brand new tub. So no rust on this one to speak of. Just a little bit on a few of the pieces that need to be kind of fixed up. The tailgate's got a couple little spots, so we'll get that all fixed up. But we're going to be painting this one for Tim, and we're going to be putting it together because it's kind of an interesting Jeep. As you can see, it's got a straight six. This is out of a Willys pickup or a wagon. I believe it's a 141 or a 161. I got to do a little bit of checking on that. Some cool things that it's already had done. It's got a aftermarket distributor. It's been updated to 12 volts. So some good stuff there, and a brand new carb, which I'm not real familiar with, but we're going to see if we can get this thing running. A couple things that need to be done still. Steering. Nothing has been put in down here, and so we're going to see what it's going to take to get the steering going. So let's get this thing in the shop. First thing I want to do is see if we can fire it up.
So jumping right in on the little Jeep, first thing I did is took all the stuff that he had brought. There's a bunch of random stuff in the tub, kind of sorted it, put it into boxes, put it into Ziploc bags, so everything was together because there was a lot of loose stuff. You can see we've got a winch that's going to be going on it. There's some of the new brake drums, and then of course there's a glass for the windshield right there. You can see it, and our new tank. So first thing I did was start it going through the motor. The motor had no oil in it, so went ahead and put some oil in, and then I checked the rotation and made sure that the distributor, everything there was set, made sure the spark plug wires were all in their homes. All the spark plugs were just kind of hand tight in it. It's just been kind of put back together, I think, just to get this thing moved to my house. So I took some of the cables that he had and went ahead and got our solenoid mounted to the fender here, and oops, just kind of got my little push button starter here hooked up to it. And so the first thing I wanted to do is just to check, make sure it'll crank. So the motor cranks over pretty quickly. So that's good, but it's probably got an old 6-volt starter. So those tend to spin pretty fast when you're putting 12 volts through them. So anyway, next thing will be is to get a little bit of gas. We're gonna give it a little drink of gas. We do have spark, I checked that. I just kind of temporarily hooked up a wire so we could do that. The only thing we don't have yet is anything coolant wise. So the hose that was for the upper needs to have a little bit of trimming done. And the lower, this is one problem I'd say with between the radiator and the 6-cylinder, is the 6-cylinder comes out here, the radiator comes out here. So I'm gonna have to kind of come up with something that does some type of little U shape. So it's probably not going to be all hose. It might be some hose and then some steel pieces to connect hoses together. Not sure what I'm going to do there yet, but figured, hey, we can give it a little hit and see if we can get it to at least spark off. That will give me some momentum to keep going. So I do not know anything about this type of carburetor. I got to tell you that much right now. But it's got an auto choke. Gas instantly came out of the base gasket, which probably means it doesn't have one. So we might have to dig into that, but let me go ahead and just hit this once and see what happens. It would have helped to hook the coil up. All right. was pretty encouraging. I think I actually bumped the ignition wire. Oh, good. I'm glad to see a little oil pressure. All right, so we hear it ran, it had oil pressure. That's all pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the time next to get some research done on this carburetor so I can at least hook some temporary gas up to it so we can kind of hear it run and I can actually get it a little closer on timing. The timing looked not too far off. My light just started to kind of start to blink there once I got it going a little bit. But I also need to do the coolant and the cooling system. I don't want to be running this thing trying to do all that until I've got that thing buttoned up. All right, so I decided to pull the carburetor off just to inspect it a little bit, make sure everything was good. So I pulled it off and found this. So the person that was working on this before me had taped it off to paint the engine, nice. And then when they put the carburetor back on, completely bolted it down and hooked up the fuel lines, they never took off the tape. So I'm shocked that this thing even idled at all, but you can see there's just a little tiny gap right there. I'm sure when it started pulling some vacuum, and then there's an open vacuum line that it had just enough air and fuel to run. So we're gonna get that taken care of. The next thing I'm gonna do is probably start working on the linkage to get that set, because this carburetor is a little different from the original. All right, so I'm kind of trying to dig in on some of it. The accelerator pedal, none of that linkage is lining up. It's a 3B pedal and a 2A body with a 6-cylinder engine, so that's all got to be reworked. I'm going to have to kind of come up with something new on that. The linkage that goes up to the carburetor, that's indexed wrong. I don't think I can make that land because the way that this lever pushes up and down, it comes too far past center, so I almost need to add another linkage to push across, kind of like an F-head would. That's really kind of more what this seems like it's designed for. And even stuff like this is with the fuel line on it. You can just see that the threads are all munged up. All that's got to be taken off, thrown away. So we got to just kind of reboot, start over on a whole bunch of this stuff, because so far none of it's right. So I took a little time out to kind of think this through just a little bit more, since our steering box isn't in and our steering box bolts are right here. You see how close we are to our master cylinder. Now that's probably going to be okay, but the brake lines and some of this other stuff that's in here, including this exhaust, I'm afraid is going to be in the way. So I think before I do any linkage up in here, I need to make sure that the steering box is in, and then I can actually get all that linkage on. I don't want one linkage affecting the other. So we got a bunch of stuff to do on this. All right, I disconnected the exhaust, pushed it off, because they did put a little flex joint in, which was kind of slick. And now I'm gonna try to get the steering box back in without taking everything apart. I don't know if I'll have the clearance. I don't think I've ever been successful in actually doing this. But let's see if we can be today. All right, we got the steering box in. Super happy. I got to find one more bolt because one was missing. But some things I had to do. Obviously, I took the drag link out. Was only hooked up on the front anyway and just loose at that. I also ended up taking and removing the fuel pump to give me a little wiggle room. And then I had dropped the exhaust and pushed it back. So, oh, and the front brake line goes right there. I took that out as well. So once those were out of the way, I was able to get the steering box in. So with this motor and the motor mounts being moved, basically, this is where the originals would be. This is how much further they're moved forward. with those moved forward, you can actually put one in when it's all together. So super happy about that. Next thing I'll do is go ahead and get the drag link and get that all hooked up. All right, with the steering all the way to the right, my little crank is actually hitting the exhaust, so I probably have to bend the exhaust just a little bit to get that to clear. Now I'll crank it the other way. I'm not quite to the stop. There's clearance back here. That's not a problem, but I'm just about hitting the oil pump, and I am hitting the bottom of the fuel pump. So gonna have to make a few adjustments on this rod to make that work. All right, but on this video, we wanted to just get it running. And so we'll come back to some of that linkage later. All right, the carb is back off, and I'm kind of redoing everything for the carb linkage. So I'm gonna show you. So here was that 3B pedal that I had originally talked about. I had to actually stretch the rod to make it land on the factory pivot point of the engine. So that was the factory pivot. Then it has to come up past the exhaust manifold, and then I made another bracket out of a 3B, out of a F-head linkage to send it back, and then this little one to go to the carburetor. And so one problem that I'm having, and let me show you. The problem then that we're having is this carburetor has quite a strong spring for the return, which is great. Usually that is an awesome thing. But the problem is with all these linkages, all those pivot points, it creates a lot of pressure on the pedal. So I found that no matter what I did, the accelerator pedal was a little hard to push, which fatigues you when you're driving, but also every so often this rod would bend and I'd have to straighten it back out. So that is no good. So I've decided all the linkage is going away, and I'm going to try something different. So this is the answer that I've come up with, an accelerator cable. So this is just a generic, you know, one that'll work on almost anything. So I'm gonna hook it up, drill a hole right in the firewall so that I can run it basically over into my carburetor. So I'll use more of a conventional style pedal. I'll show you that. I got to get that yet. So, anyway, that's what's happening with the linkage. So that's kind of stopped progress. But here is what I came up with for the coolant lines. So this was a hose I was able to buy. There's a little connector because, of course, this and this were two different sizes. So there's a little step down. And maybe, yeah, you can see it right there. So that kind of goes from this inch and I think half down to inch and a quarter that goes into the car, or into the radiator, excuse me. So I think we are all buttoned up on our cooling system, so we're ready to run this thing. But in the meantime, we painted it. So, hey, thank you for watching this video. We'll got a lot more stuff to kind of figure out on the front end of this thing, but we're gonna be reassembling it. So hopefully I can drop quite a few videos coming up soon. So thanks again for watching, guys, and check back soon. There's going to be more progress on this thing real quick.